Hello folks, time once again to do CSS battles of the past. These are from April of 2024, April 19th, 20th, and 21st. These are three that I actually recently did an attempt to record, and there was problems and glitches with the video recording process, probably due to my own errors. Let's get right to it and see if I can still do better than I did last time. All right, let's do the blank template and get right to it. I think that the hard part of this is these narrow shapes, the crosswise and then up and down objects. And so here's what I'll do. I'm going to make the first one first, and I'm going to use margins and height to create it, and I will make the crosswise one first. I think, yeah, that's the one I'll do. All right, so let's put the background as white. These are all temporary. I'm going to need to do gradients and probably some border radiuses. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 20, 125 as a top margin, okay. And then 40, 50, okay. And then 65, 66, 67. So that's how you get that shape. So let's do a border radius of how about 20Q, some small thing, or how about yeah, that's fine. Maybe 30Q. Yeah, okay, that's great. So that's the first one. Now the question is, can I very simply create another one? And have it do what I want to do. Margin minus 100. There it is. 50, 100, 150. And then I gotta make it taller, huh? Height 100. Something like that, maybe 200. All right, and then more negative. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. Okay, so this is the way we're going to get this done. 26, 270, 275, and then more margin on the sides. 6, 7, 165. How about 67? The reason for those oddball numbers is because I'm not doing anything to the margins on the body, which has these default value margins and of 8, and so we're negating that. If we did a body margin 0, then we could negate that, but you know, for code golf, we're trying not to do that. All right, so the height is 40, 50, and so here's what the actual inner part of this is. I think it's transparent, linear, radial gradient, circle, and it's transparent on the middle, and then white. White, that's the white. So now you can kind of see that happening. And we can actually do what? We do orange there, the orange inner, and then transparent, and then that. So let's do the first 10 pixels, 0, 40 pixels, 0. All right, and let's use, just for fun, we'll use Q units, Q and Q. Let's see if we can get numbers that 2, 3, 4, 10. Oh, nope, something's wrong here. Something is wrong there. How about 60? Here we go. So let's do this one first. 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 77, 78. Probably can't use pixels there. How about 50%? 50, 53, 54, 55, And I'm choosing units that, you know, are going to align, are going to be, you know, less characters. I could use pixel, yeah, so 59% looks pretty good. All right, so the issue that we're running into is that the background is orange, and so I'm using the same color, so I can't tell if I'm getting it right. So let's negate that color, and then let's see if we can match up that inner circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, that looks pretty good. And then as the final, we'll do a conic gradient, which is orange around. And looks like that. And if we do an at value, at 10 pixels, which is way too small, whatever this width is, so what's that width? We get in here and we get 150 to 250, so it's 100 pixels, so 100 by 100. And then if we move that over, up and down and over, so over would be another 40, and that's it. That's how you get that shape. Let's submit it and see if we've got 100% match, because that's really our goal. We would like 100% match against the CSS Battle servers. Even, okay. We don't. We have 99.9%, so we would like to fix that. So let's take a look at the diff. And let's make this pixels instead. 25. Let's try that. And we'll submit that. And this is sort of the game. We would like to get the right value. There's 100%. Okay, so we'll take that. I've got my plugins, which are, you know, unit replace and minify. And I take a look and see, is there anything else I can do to shave off more pixels? One thing I can do is I can variabilize the height, var --h or 50, and then over here, and that adds some characters, but then this shortens characters, and it's actually, you know, it's sort of understandable to me, and I appreciate that code like that. There are other tunings that could be done, but I enjoy that one. All right, so that's a good one. All right, next. Certainly an interesting one in a lot of ways. This guy. Okay, so the question is, what do we need to do to get this shape? To me today, I want to use borders to do these parts. So let's create the blank template, and then let's put margins of 0 on this, and we'll give it a height of 300, the body, and we'll do width of, well, let's do a border solid of this color, and then we're going to do border width 0, and then 30, and then, like, this is like tall, so this is like, you know, is it 150? It might be 150. 0. So that's how you get that. And so the height is probably something like 50, right? So that's how you get that guy. Let's give it a width until, no, let's use margins. We'll properly use margins. Margin 0, 500, 300, no, 200, 0, 0. So you can kind of see that shaping up. I'm going to do no background to begin with. And I'm going to remove this, move that background as well. So what I'm trying to do is create this shape, this big thick shape here. So let's make it taller. 100, 20, 30, 40. Okay. And then a little wider. So this number needs to go down 190. Not 1900, 190. Okay. So we're 2, we need to be, actually we need to be a little wider, don't we? 210, 220, 225. And this border is like 20, 25. Is that a perfect match? I think it might be. And that's good. Let's make a second one. So whatever we apply to the first one, we're going to do the second one. We're going to flip it upside down. So here's P plus P, and we need to set the margins because it's really kind of the same thing. And let's flip it upside down. Scale -1, and then we need a margin of minus. So what is it? Minus 300. No, yeah, minus 300. 0, 0, 225, I think. There it is. So this is the reverse of the margins up here. And we can do the same trick for M and do that same thing. So whatever we do to this element, we do to the other one. And that's fun. Well, fun-ish anyway. All right. Today I'm feeling like what I want to do here is an inset box shadow. Does that make sense? Maybe. Find out. Box shadow. And that'll be negative on both. Minus 30 pixels. Minus 30 pixels. Inset is the keyword. There it is. So you get those stripes. And in this case, we've got that color. So I'm going to go ahead and plop the color in. And did I do it? No, that's not the right. So it's like 30, 40. 30, 40. Is that correct? No, that's still shy. 50, I think. 50 and 50. And then if we do another one, inset, and then we do the orange color. Okay. And that number has to be bigger, doesn't it? By another 20 probably. 7 and 7. 25. So 75, 75, 75, 75. And then to finish it off, we can do on the body background. There's the color. And that is a solution. Is it the best solution? No, not really. But it's certainly a fun one. And it's fun to revisit inset box shadows. I find that really, I don't think of them very often, but they end up being very useful stylistically in a lot of ways. Now, if you put content in them, well, certainly if you make things upside down, it can be a little bit tricky to make sure that you can see the things. So let's put content in the first one. Content in the first element. So the readability of that, so you need to set an appropriate background color or color on the element so that the text shows up as a good color. And you might even want to do shadows under the text, a text shadow. But regardless, we solved the problem, and I'm not trying to teach lots of different stuff here. That's for another time. That's a fun solution using inset box shadows. I believe I did all borders, and I think I did multiple elements, not just 2 elements, but 4 elements, I think, the last time I did this. Always a new way to do these things. Lots of different choices. This guy is giving me a display flex feel. So let's do a display flex on the body. Display. And then we're gonna give a B element, which is gonna have a different width. We gotta put widths on things. So width of I don't know, whatever that is. 100. I guess I could measure it, huh? Start at 40. We go to 140. So yeah, 100 width, and then this one starts at 175 and ends at 220. Oh, actually 180. So is it 40? So we'll do a width of 40 on this one. Width 40. Okay. And we can't see any of that because I'm not doing things in the right order. You know, what are you going to do? All right. I'm going to do a margin of 0. Oh, and this is one of those cases where I'm going to change to the A element. I tend to use the paragraph element just because it feels more correct semantically, but this is sort of silly. So let's do some. We're going to want a gap of 30 pixels, and then a height. These heights of these. I'm going to just do full width, full heights on these guys. So 300 tall, and then use margins to move those over. 40, 50. I'm just eyeballing it right now. So let's say that that's the background color, and then this one background is this middle color. Background B of, oh, wrong color. That is actually we want the lighter. This is the darker color. There we go. So we've got a lot that's going for us, but it's not right yet. How about 40 on the outside? There we go. And then this gap needs to be 40. So that's all aligned now. So what do we need to do the rest of this? How about a border radius? Border radius of 90Q, some number. Now we can't see any of that right now, and the backgrounds are ridiculously wrong. So let's do here's what I want to do. I want to do a conic gradient, and it's going to be that color 75% or 270 degrees, and then transparent. There it is. And say, so what do we need to do? Let's do a translate. Translate on the y-axis. Translate like that. That's what I want to do. So 100 pixels up does it. So let's create it. The translate for this one is going to be translate. The y-axis value will be, some positive value, probably 100 pixels. So we'll do var of dash y or 100 pixels, and then we get that thing. There it is. Now, we also need to flop this one. So we need another attribute. In this case, we'll do scale -1. 1 minus 1. No, it's -1, 1. That's it. There it is. Now, what can we do to unify some of this code? So the widths are, we can variabilize var -w or 100, and those are pixels. Here's -w. Getting there. And then this conic gradient has an at value. At 40 pixels, 40 pixels. We need to go down further, 100 pixels. Oh, something's wrong there. What do we got wrong? Conic gradient, at. What have I got going wrong? So there it is. Because it's much lower, 200 or something. There we go. And then 4, 5, 6. That looks pretty good. So can we use the same thing? How about a var C for color, and then do the same thing here, a var --c or a default of transparent. And then when we set this, we can just do --c. Boom. Fine. That's a nice optimization. All right, let's submit that and make sure we've got a 100% match. And we do. And that's as much as I'm going to do there. Using some concepts there, conic gradients, CSS custom properties or variables, unit replace and minify using my plugins. We got a display flex, we got a gap, we're using our margins. We learn that in a flex context, these anchor tags can behave sort of like they're block elements because they're in that flex context, and that's a lot of fun. Hey, we've done 3. That's the 19th, 20th, and 21st of April 2024. Very happy to return to this. Hopefully the recording worked. Go make a web page. Web pages are great. CSS is great. HTML is great, and they are balm in an uncaring and cruel world. It's fun to make stuff. Be creative and take care of yourselves. Bye.